Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 100. I have managed to recruit the entire panel team, which is a rarity in these days. But everyone is here. So we've got a different overlay as well for anyone who watched us last season. I've got last season's overlay because I couldn't find this season's overlay. In terms of for a 5% one or even a 4% one, so I was like, okay, let's go and get last season's throwback overlay. But I'm joined by, let me start from like date of people
OGs.
added, the OGs. So we'll start with like Abin and Rushant, who joined first. Then we got Roy, who came in, and then Karan joined as well. I'll start with, let's go to Abin and Rush. How are you guys doing first?
Depends what you ask, in football or in life. In life, I'm tired.
Just in
For
general.
football, I'm doing great.
Fair enough. Rush?
Yeah, going good. Looking forward to getting back to it after the international break. So no more international breaks until Gameweek 30. But enjoying the season so far.
Indeed. And then Roy?
No, I'm completely the opposite. Life is okay, and FPL not so much, but keen to get back to the top, I suppose.
Fair enough. And then
Rashant is scary because he normally just lags at the bottom all year and it comes steaming through. This year it's a problem. It's already up there.
he's already steaming through, which means it's even
Yeah.
higher. So we'll see. Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
And then Karan, how are you doing?
Doing good. Life is good. Football is great. We have Ruben Amorim.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So positive news for some United fans.
FPL is shit.
FPL is shit. Don't worry.
I'm undefeated so far.
Don't worry, Roy. I'm going to show you. We'll go straight into, obviously, because I'll bring. First of all, for everyone who's watching, thank you very much for watching. There's a lot of people in the comments as well. Make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as well. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. So hopefully we can reach that by the end of the season. Roy says he's deflated because Arsenal. But I've put a season ticker up. This is until the end of the year, basically until when we get the next wildcard. And Arsenal are on top of the season ticker, Roy. So maybe some points will be arriving soon for you. Followed by Chelsea, Brighton, Wolves, Bournemouth, and Newcastle. And then at the bottom, you've got the likes of Leicester, Everton, Forest, Southampton, Fulham. So
who made the sticker? Who decided
this
United is light blue? Amorim is bringing a new era to us. The Amorim era.
This sticker is based off like last season's finishes. So I know things could be different, but yeah. We'll talk about United when we get to the fixture, like the Gameweek 12 fixtures as well. But thoughts on the season ticker overall, given the hectic Christmas schedule that's about to come?
Yeah, I'll go first with Arsenal since we're on top anyway. It's quite rare, but yeah, I think Arsenal is in the we've gone through the period that was injuries and red cards and bad fixtures and stuff like that. And now I think it's the time for us to pick up point, as you just said. I think next 8 games is going to be 24 points. Is what I'm expecting. If we really want to win the league, this is what we're going to have to do.
Well, fair enough.
But the fixtures looks good.
The fixtures look good, yes.
How many of those are away games?
Really good.
West Ham, Fulham, Crystal Palace, and Brentford. 4 away games.
Yeah, we're pretty good at away games.
It's pretty good. I mean, Brentford
this calendar year, we've been winning.
Yeah, Brentford is hard, but the rest, yeah.
Yeah. That is true. Here's the interesting stat with that. Brentford. Yesterday I was doing a pod with for Scout with Fantasy Football Scout Joe. He mentioned Brentford have one of the best attacks at home, but one of the worst away. So
yeah, at home, exactly.
Yeah,
because,
at home. Yeah,
because our main man in Boemu.
Yeah, exactly.
That, Ryan has to take egg of the egg and eat a crow and everything.
He no longer hits post. I tell you. Before the first season, he used to just hit the post.
But it's your pride got in your way, and you didn't get on the bandwagon way sooner.
Yeah, I know exactly. Anyone else to add to this season ticket?
It's good. I mean, like I'm already double defense on Arsenal, so hopefully that defense doesn't look as strong as it used to. They haven't been delivering of late. Hopefully, it comes through for me. I mean, well, actually, I don't know about this. It's like I'm just it's always conflicted because of United. Like I want United to do well and all of that. So, and I don't want Arsenal to do well, but for my team's sake, I guess. But I think I'm pretty stocked with Arsenal. I don't have an attacker. I think I don't have Saka or anyone. So maybe that's a point I'll need to fix up going forward. But yeah, Chelsea, I'm good. Cunha, I've got on Wolves, so I think I'm pretty okay going for the next couple of game weeks with across those four.
Rush.
Yeah, I think Odegaard's back as well. So yeah, I think all in on Arsenal. And next 8 game weeks looks good, which takes them up to end of Christmas. This is pretty much the last game before end of the year, right? So yeah, pretty busy schedule for Arsenal, and I think you'd be doubling up, if not tripling up, on Arsenal. Really.
Yep, fair enough. And then Karan.
Yeah, I mean, I like what Abin said. Like now is probably the time to pick rotation-proof players. So I wish I could try and find a way to get double Arsenal defense at some point. I trust that the defense will improve, right? And yeah, I'm gonna try and see how many Man United players I can pick.
Oh, well, depends on which ones do we think are nailed. That's the other thing.
Anthony, did you see? He's playing right. He's playing right wing back.
You'll be nailed on the bench, I'll tell you.
This is the first time I watched the whole training session video. I watched the whole thing.
I've been watching all the content coming up, guys. Jeez, I've never watched it like this before. It's so good.
Oh,
Good vibes.
It tells you how low we were. But anyways.
Well,
Do they
it just
live
needs-
stream
it-
the whole
it-
training session now? Is that
It just
really?
needs to. It needs
No,
to
they don't-
translate. It just needs to translate to the pitch and results now. That's all that matters.
Just the highlights of the training session. I saw people
Yeah,
like
wow.
looking at who is
Yeah,
against the training and
Yeah.
everything.
Suddenly Luke Shaw's fit. Malassia's come from the grave. Everyone's alive again.
Yep, fair enough. With regards to the season ticker, I've got Arsenal double defense. Hasn't been a great time owning them, to be honest. Haven't been keeping clean sheets. But like Karan said, obviously Odegaard is back. So that hopefully will help and improve the team as well. So that's kind of what I'm hoping. But with the team that I hear that I don't really have is Brighton. And I kind of want to get some Brighton assets. Just had to figure out which Brighton assets to get. So that's kind of where I'm looking at. And then there's Bournemouth as well in terms of, I guess, Semenyo being one of the main players. But I'm more interested in Brighton than I'm in Bournemouth. So yeah, let's get straight into the fixtures. We'll start with the big one. Leicester versus Chelsea. Cole Palmer, currently flagged, but I think should be fine, was pictured in training. He's the only Chelsea player I've got. Anyone else has Cole Palmer? No Cole Palmer? Looking to get Cole Palmer? Or any other Chelsea players?
Yeah, I've only got Cole Palmer. I can't even consider who else I would get at this point. To be honest, maybe Jackson as a punt. Since I've got a bit of cash spare now with Haaland off my team, I can't really see where else the goals are coming. I know they're scoring a lot of goals in the Conference League and all of that going on, but yeah, I don't know where else I'd be looking.
Surely Nkunku will take some minutes off Jackson.
Probably.
But you always think that, and I think I had him at the start of the season, but for some reason he's just not starting games or performing. When last has he delivered? So you hope that it happens at some point, and I'd love to have him. But
He's the Conference League top scorer, isn't he?
yeah, that's a problem. In conference and cups, he's great. Like look at FA Cup and all those things, but league for some reason he's just evading this team. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I mean, Gusto could be a good option too, but I think he's flagged as well.
Yeah, but Chelsea defense
What's James' situation? Is he backfiring on 90 minutes?
he's fit so far.
Is he?
But that's all I can say.
Before getting injured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At one point you'll need I think especially after you cleared of Haaland, and obviously Palmer is probably your no-brainer pick in especially if you don't have Haaland. And I think a defender really. I know that they haven't been the best, but with the fixture run coming forward, and you're kind of stuck in defense. We've talked about the premium defender is not really performing. And you probably want to just play fixture based, and I think in that case Chelsea's up there.
Probably Colville for minutes. That's probably where I would go in terms of minute safety. With Jackson, I will add, I think he's on 4 yellow cards now. Obviously, Karan, you mentioned will Nkunku play some minutes. I think the chances of Nkunku at this moment playing some minutes would either be in the midweek fixtures, which is either game week 14 or game week 18, or if Jackson was to get that 50 yellow card and get suspended.
Yeah. And what about Neto? Is Neto's an okay option?
Oh,
He's-
yeah. Yeah, it was good pick.
That's
that one.
that's a good shout, actually. Yeah.
Where would you get him for? Like an Mbeumo replacement, potentially?
He's 6.5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Buemo replacement or
He doesn't play the full game though,
No.
typically.
Which is why I think Palmer is still the best pick.
Yeah, but he's a bit premium too pricey.
Yeah.
I mean, Gusto is attacking defender. If he's fit, I think he's a good option.
Yeah. How's Madueke going? Is he playing 90 minutes now? Or he's just...
But he's not too bad. But
Yeah.
same thing like Neto, right?
Yeah.
But I do think Neto is a way better player than
Yeah.
Madueke. Madueke seems quite raw, so finishing ability and all is not up tier compared to maybe Neto, for example. But I still prefer Neto slightly over Madueke. But those are both punts at this moment.
Yep.
And you're
Yep.
going into a Christmas schedule where you kind of need guaranteed close to 90-minute players. And we're trying to get punts from a team that has an A team and a B team.
Neto's played the last 3 full 90s.
Yeah.
In the league, for what it's worth.
Yeah, that's true. So, but I guess the issue will happen is when we have Premier League with no ability to rotate between Premier League and Cup.
Yeah.
That's the one issue. Okay. From Leicester.
I mean, Chelsea's hardly kept any clean sheets, so it's really...
Yeah.
I agree with that, Roy. I think it's more like Gusto rather than even like Colwell. Just looking at the results, there's just no returns there for anyone. From a defense point of view.
Yeah, you probably want an attacking fullback just in case.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
They've played a lot of hard games, to be fair.
Which one?
Chelsea have played a lot of good teams.
Yeah, okay. Yep, true. One thing to add with Leicester, obviously, probably not looking at Leicester players, but for this fixture specifically, Bonanate is suspended, been one of Leicester's best players this season. And Jamie Vardy is flagged, may be fit, might not be fit, a bit uncertain, which kind of helps Chelsea's defensive shouts for this week, maybe.
Yep.
All right, so that's Leicester versus Chelsea. We'll move quickly to Arsenal versus Forest. Roy, 50% clean sheet, the highest odds out of all the teams this week.
Yeah.
Will my Arsenal double defense and Abin's Arsenal double defense get clean sheets?
I think we've been talking about Arsenal for a long time, and Arsenal defense has been really, really good since January this year. I think for the first 10 games, 11 games, whatever it is, and we just had too many injuries. And also, Odegaard injury is not helping because once you don't click in attacking, it adds more pressure on defending. I think Odegaard is back and he'll relieve some of the pressure. And at that 50%, I think is more than fair.
Fair enough. Anyone else? Ted?
Is Calafiori back? Anyone know?
Not too sure. I mean, you can't get anything out of Arteta. Even whatever coming out of his mouth, you shouldn't be believing him anyway. So I don't think so. I think Zinchenko or Luis Miles Skelly might play on the left, Timber on the right, and you got Gabriel and Saliba in the middle.
I had a question from someone in the chat yesterday about Timber. Do you think Timber is a cheaper route into the Arsenal defense? Or do you think it's just like a rotation issue waiting to happen?
Ben White is not playing. Tomiyasu is injured. Ben White just had the surgery. Won't be back until the new year. So Timber will be playing on the right back position for the foreseeable future. So I think he will get the minute as long as he's fit.
Yep. Fair enough.
RT can play right back, right?
Yeah, he's not. No, if Timber is fit, he won't play there.
Remember, Arteta tried this experiment last season and then switched it after. Yeah. So
to be fair, he did pretty well. Unless we lose all the left back, Timber has to go to the left. I can't see us playing Partey there. He's really good this year, Partey, and in the middle. on the right back. Anyway, he's been playing, he's been quite good. But his best position, as everyone else, should be the number 6 role.
Fair enough. Havertz, Saka. I guess Saka, obviously, everyone would want to get in. Me personally, I'm happy to. I don't have him yet, just like Abin. But it's a transfer waiting to happen. I'm okay that it doesn't happen this week because it's Forest, and Forest have not been an easy team to beat this season. So I'm not expecting goals galore per se in this match. But he is on my radar soon. But Havertz, on the other hand, now I felt like Havertz has obviously been he has got his output has been slightly way lower because of no Odegaard. Now obviously Odegaard is back, maybe that might improve. But given the other forwards we have, is it worth looking at?
I mean, it's a big change now. Odegaard is back. That make a huge difference to our attack. And we had some difficult fixtures before this, so I do see Arsenal's attacking start picking up. So to answer the question, yes, he will be a good pick.
Okay. Anyone else? Anything to add?
I mean, it'll be interesting to watch. I mean, Forest is, in saying that, Arsenal obviously got the good fixtures. Forest and Chris would have been playing really, really well. So as much as, they've got a really high clean sheet percentage, I don't think it'll be a super easy game for Arsenal as much as it looks like on paper. But yeah, they're definitely favourites, and I just think we shouldn't underestimate Forest. And even when we talked about their defence and goals, and I think it'll be a very low scoring game. But yeah, definitely Arsenal have the upper hand now that Odegaard's back.
Yep, fair enough.
Yeah, agreed.
And also Forest, obviously Arsenal this week, but next week they got Ipswich. I know Abin, one of the reasons doing well, Chris Wood has been delivering points.
Since Gameweek 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So right. I agree. It's not going to be easiest of fixtures. And if Forest were to get something, I probably think Chris Wood will be part of it. Forest defensive assets, though, a lot of people do have defensive assets. Do we bench them, try and play them in the slightly easy fixtures when available, or?
It's a strange one because they normally use the Forest guys as enablers for other guys in the team. Like I've said, my cousins had I don't know how to pronounce it. Aina. Yeah. And he seems to be delivering for him. I think last week was 15 points and stuff, but sometimes he sits on the bench. It's hard to put him in your starting lineup, I think. I think that's as good as it gets, I guess, in Forest. I'm not sure who else you'd be picking.
Yeah, fair enough.
But I think, to your question, I think, I mean, if you've got better options, probably bench your Forest defense this week and then start them with comfort next week against Ipswich.
Okay, moving on. Aston Villa versus Crystal Palace. Now, I'll quickly touch on Crystal Palace. I don't think we're getting any Crystal Palace players. And with that, let's move to Aston Villa.
Eze? No? I'm talking about Eze?
No, I feel like Palace are just trying to figure themselves out at this moment.
Isn't he the essential pick in Game Week 1?
He was, wasn't he?
That was before we realized how much of an impact Olise and Anderson and whatnot made to this team.
It's so strange. I mean, they were one of the form teams back end of last season, wasn't it? Between Mateta and Eze and Olise. Jeez, now it's just no way.
Yep. Eze will be 5 mil by the time we pick him.
From Aston Villa, obviously, Watkins, one of the main forwards with really good fixtures for Aston Villa as well for the upcoming run. Morgan Rogers sits in a lot of managers' teams, including mine. I'm just happy to keep him. I might even start him this week over Solanke. That's something I'm thinking about. Defensively, they haven't been great, but if you're looking for those who are making wildcards in Game Week 12, you look at the fixtures at least for Aston Villa. I'm going to bring it up. You got Crystal Palace this week, Chelsea next week, Brentford, Southampton, Forest after that. And then
surely one of your favorites, Ryan. Luka Dean, come on.
Oh, see, you say Luka Dean. I'm not going there again. It's on like one of those lists of never buy again because of the troll that he is at times. But his stats are not too bad, though.
Correct, exactly. Yeah. It's another Mbeumo, right? So don't discard him yet.
I already got burned with Calvert-Lewin this season, so I don't know if I want to do it again.
I've already transferred him in.
Oh, look, there you go.
There you go. That's
Take
the way,
one
Karan.
for the team. There you go.
That's it.
You can let us know the progress over the next couple of weeks, Karan.
Yeah. And just watch Ryan 2 weeks later buying him in. All his falls behind the bandwagon.
I mean, Brentford, Southampton, Forest, you can't go wrong there, I guess. But then, yeah, that's probably where I'm happy with Rodgers at the moment. But
Yeah.
For those who own Watkins, would you be worried with minutes rotation, given the fixture schedule and obviously John Duran, not a bad striker, backup striker?
I think Villa with the Champions League this season, and just I'm just staying away from it. It just feels like it, that just complicates a whole lot of things for them. They're probably probably excited to be in Champions League after the first time ever, and I'm just not comfortable even starting Watkins every week, and it's just too much risk, I think, in terms of minutes. So I'm just staying away from Aston Villa.
Fair enough.
It's kind of going under the radar though, and those 3 home games in the next 4 are all amazing fixtures.
Yeah, Crystal Palace, Brentford, and Southampton.
Brentford is such a plum fixture.
Yeah, I think it's just with just Champions League as well as in between.
That Brentford fixture, by the way, is a midweek fixture, so it's got Chelsea weekend, Brentford in the midday, and then Southampton weekend again.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there's no Champions League until next year, right?
No, so we have this week, and then I don't think we have. I need to check the.
No, so Villa's got one on the 28th. So pretty much
okay.
after the Palace game, they got one, and then they got one after Southampton.
Okay, 2 more games before next year. Okay.
It's like short turnaround times. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, we'll wait, monitor and see, but not confident on Watkins. But again, look at it, not too bad, I guess I would say. I probably won't do it for my sanity, but I don't mind recommending him. And I'm happy to have Morgan Rogers at the price he is. So
I think Morgan Rogers is probably your best 5.1 or $5.2 million midfielder at that price point, especially if you want to stack your midfield with the likes of Bruno and Palmer. Probably your best 5.1 midfielder in the game.
Yep. All right, moving on. Bournemouth versus Brighton, 2 teams that have really good fixtures going forward. A lot of managers are looking at these players. Joe Pedro is back fit and firing from his results against City. We do expect him to start. A lot of managers would also be looking at, I guess, Brighton defense, because they got Bournemouth, Southampton, Fulham, Leicester, Crystal Palace, West Ham, Brentford. That's pretty good. Although Brighton do come with the short risk of being very attacking, means slightly leaving their defense open. But I still.
Who would you get from a defense point of view?
So, if you're looking for goalkeepers, Verbruggen would be one for those wildcard in. From a defensive perspective, because I spoke to Joe, he's a Brighton fan yesterday. He suggested Veltman, and Dunk.
No, I don't know if I would have Van Hecke.
No, sorry, Van Hecke. Oh, was it Van Hecke and Dunk? I think it was Van Hecke and Dunk. Might be Van Hecke and Dunk, actually.
Dunk is back in training.
Yeah.
But they've been doing quite well without him. But he's like, their captain and everything. So.
Yeah. Okay, it might be Van Hecke and Dunk. Sorry, my bad.
Where's Lamptey gone?
Kadioglu is the pick when he's back.
Yeah.
Kadioglu, now the worry I asked about Kadioglu. The worry with that is they have so many players who can play in those positions.
But he plays 3 positions.
Yeah, that's true.
That's always got him in the team in one of the 3 positions.
And the out of position possibility as well.
Yeah.
But he is a risk for minutes. I mean, a risk for rotation. That's the only thing that could be. But at his price, maybe you could say it's punt worthy, given that we have other defenders who aren't even keeping clean sheets at this point.
What about the guy who's been playing 90 minutes last 3 games? Estupinian.
Oh man.
He's back. Perfect.
Maybe he hasn't been this thing, right? Like, he played 90 minutes, but like he hasn't been the same as.
Nah, I put him and Reece James in the same basket. Just
that's rough.
They're very good. If not, it's.
Yeah, I probably would look at like Van Hecke and Verbruggen in defense for the moment, and then I guess Kadioglu obviously missed the last game with a toe injury. So if he does play again this week, definitely someone to consider.
Mm.
Yeah, Herzler has basically fit him in at left wing, left back, right back. Whenever he's. So seems like he would value him.
Yep, fair enough. Bournemouth? Semenyo?
Yeah, good option.
Anyone else? Ivan Listen?
Yeah, he's got a flag on, hasn't he?
Oh,
Injury.
Semenyo, yes. He's also on 4 yellow cards. Another player just like Jackson and all. 1 to monitor. He gets another yellow, means he's suspended. So he's one. Kirkes is another option from Bournemouth. Not Kirkes. Ivan Listen is another option. Kirkes also could be if you're looking for a defensive player. The one thing I'll say with Bournemouth is I thought they did better under Travis in terms of defensive performance. And then Kepa came in obviously last week and didn't do well. So if they do switch back to Travis in terms of goal, I don't mind like a Bournemouth defender because the fixtures aren't too bad. But if they keep up with Kepa and Kepa doesn't perform as well, then I probably would avoid Bournemouth defense.
I like Evanilson actually. I think he's a good pick. I was just trying to think about if I was to wildcard this week and who would my forward 3 be, and I think I prefer him over Semenyo depending on the lineup, especially because of the Brighton. Since we're on the Brighton topic as well, I know Pedro's back, but they've got Ferguson. They got Welbeck. How do they line up once Ferguson's back 100% fit? That's the bit of the uncertainty. Pedro. We've seen Pedro come off the bench. I think you get that guarantee with Evanilson, and I don't know if he's on pens. He was on pens
He
at
missed
one
the pen
point.
though.
I think Clivert's back on pens, but
yeah,
he's really good. What I can see, and the eye test at least. I haven't seen his stats, but eye test he looks good.
They also paid 40 mil for him, I think.
Yeah.
He's a player.
So I obviously that talisman, but I guess when you're comparing with like Joe Pedro and whatnot, Joe Pedro is also on penalties though, and I guess the thing is, I feel like Joe Pedro is quite key to that Brighton team because of the amount of pressing off the ball work he does, which could be useful for Herzler. But yeah, I don't mind Ivan Listen as well, as like it's pretty cheap, like you said, 6 million or something. So pretty good option.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I think Joe Pedro probably for me is a better option. Looking at the fixtures Brighton has, and he's been playing since the start after things got injured. I think now he's back. I think he's a good pick because what's his name? He's too old. Welbeck's too old.
Oh, he's scoring goals.
What do you mean? Yeah.
Oh,
come on, old guy.
He played for Arsenal
I mean,
too.
he was a good as well. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I mean, he pulled his back and got stretched off, right?
Yeah, I guess the point is he's not the future, right? From the Brighton's point of view, he's not. Welbeck's not the future.
No, I don't think he is.
Yeah.
I think Ferguson's still up there, and I think that'll be interesting to see how.
Something funny with Ferguson this season.
Injuries.
He hasn't been playing.
Injury.
Yeah, that's the only thing. I would avoid Ferguson. Too many injuries. But yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'll move it on. Everton versus Brentford. Now, Mbeumo, the amazing. I take back whatever I said when he first played in the Premier League. However, he is playing out wide a bit more now that Visa is back. Apart from this, obviously, I will add Everton. At home, Everton are not too bad. And obviously, there was a stat that I mentioned where Brentford away from home are not as great attacking compared to when they are playing at home. I've got Mikalenko. I am slightly thinking of starting Mikalenko even over Rico Lewis potentially this week. But I do have Mbeumo and I'll be starting him as well. So it's a bit of contradiction, but yeah.
You still have Rico Lewis.
For now. He might leave tomorrow, potentially. But I'll get to a defensive replacement later. That's the last fixture. But yeah. Thoughts? Everton versus Brentford?
So Mbeumo, is he just nowhere near the same asset with Visa?
No, here's the thing, right? He does so many creative. He does like chance creation and all of that. And because of how bonus points are structured this season, where it favors attackers a huge amount compared to defenders, and shout out to above average FPL. I think they did a great pod this week on bonus points and whatnot. If he gets one goal at least, he's in like 3-2 bonus. So, and he's a penalty taker as well, right? They get a pen, he scores 3 bonus. There you go.
Yeah.
So I still don't mind him as an option. And obviously the next couple fixtures for Brentford are really good, right? Because they got Everton and Leicester at home. Now, I was just about saying like how they're great at home. Leicester, probably one of the best fixtures you can get him for. He might even be a captaincy consideration next week.
You won't do that.
No, I won't
There's
do
no
it.
ways, right?
But he could be.
Yeah.
Rush did it and Rush benefited.
Did he?
Yeah, he did a
I missed
couple of
that
weeks
one.
ago.
Yeah, right.
This was against Haaland versus Southampton, by the way. And he put it
Yeah,
on
I
Wembley.
triple captain Haaland.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
So I don't mind him. I don't mind him for the next couple of weeks at least. Still a good player.
What are you doing with Calvin Lewin?
I got rid last week itself.
Oh, you got rid of Ronaldo.
Yeah,
Okay.
Matheus Cunha came in, showed me, double digits. This is what life is all about. Not this one.
Worst transfer in, honestly, for me too. I had him for like 6 weeks, and I was like, "What am I doing?"
Yeah, exactly.
I just couldn't drop him. The fixtures were too good on paper. He just kept getting better and better. It's like Southampton at home and Leicester at home. What more can you ask? And then I was like, "Yeah."
Any Visa? Anyone?
I mean, Everton is what nobody are considering. I mean, I had McNeil at some point, but then he just dropped off. It was like injured and dropped off for a while. Other than that, nothing else from Everton my side. Brentford obviously in Mbeumo obviously seems to do much better at home than away. So we'll see. I'm not expecting a lot, I guess, maybe on this fixture from him. We'll see. But I mean, I think as long as Visa's around, he's a pretty good punt as well.
Yeah, I like Wissa as well. I think Wissa's really good. Like they're just like the duo is just like killing it. And it'd be nice if he's on like pens, if he's guaranteed on pens, like I'll definitely get Wissa in.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that's stopping me.
Fair enough. Anything else, Ed? No?
Fixture
All
kind
right.
of dying off, right?
Sorry?
Brentford's fixture run's kind of dying off, right?
Yes, it is. It is. That's where the whole Mbeumo replacement comes into play in a couple of weeks' time. He might actually. This is why, like I said, I'm not in a rush to get Saka. It could be that Mbeumo becomes Saka in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, that'd be ideal.
Yeah. Fulham versus Wolves. Wolves in a really good fixture run. Fulham, on the other hand, their fixture run is about to get harder. Raul Jimenez is owned by a couple managers. Robinson, I kind of wish I kept him on my wildcard. Fulham are still very good defensively, by the way. They're one of the best defensive teams if you look at their numbers. Wolves, on the other hand, one of the worst defensive teams, but you could say that they've played harder teams previously, and that has kind of contributed. So you'll hope that they, revert back slightly upwards because of the easier fixtures going ahead. For me, Wolves, everything just goes through Matheus Cunha, and he proved it in the last game as well. So I'm happy to own Matheus Cunha.
I mean, even Strand Larsen, right? He's had a couple of good game weeks as well. So I think people have been on the wrong side when I think chose Strand Larsen or Cunha, because some weeks he's done really well. But from who is it? Yeah, from Fulham's perspective, Smith Rowe is still kicking along and doing a good job there. So he's decently priced as well. So.
Yep,
I'm just not sure. I'll get on any of them yet.
Yeah, defender. I mean, suppose Nuri is a good pick. He's been picking out a lot of the points.
Attacking defender as well.
Anderson at 4.3 is good.
Yeah,
for Fulham, right? Yeah, but the fixtures, that's kind of where I'm slightly worried with Fulham's fixtures, because look at that, they got Spurs, Brighton, Arsenal, Liverpool, the next 5, and then Chelsea as well, I should add. Clean sheet wise, it doesn't look great. But Wolves ain't Nuri. Good work.
Yeah,
that's the thing. He's very close to getting, like, even I think last game he was very close to getting like a return.
He got 6 points.
Yeah, so
he's a lot more expensive now.
Yes, he was like 4.4 and now he's like 4.7 or something.
Yeah,
definitely rose up. Yeah, but still not a bad option, I'd say. That's probably all I'll add into this fixture. All right, let's move it over to the big fixture for the week. City versus Spurs. I don't even know what to expect from this fixture, because honestly, anything can happen.
This is Spurs we're talking about.
I know this is the same Spurs that beat City a
We
couple
knew
of weeks
who Roy
ago.
is rooting for.
Oh,
I actually don't know. What? I actually don't know
well, this
who
is
I'll be rooting
unseen
for.
territory for City now. You lose one more, it's 5 in a row, right?
There's no way.
There's no way. Yeah, I mean, I've been saying that for a while. I've had one bad, I've got Foden in my team. He's been there for a while and he's done nothing. I don't know why he's there.
They always find it difficult to play against Spurs, though,
Yes,
traditionally.
they do.
I mean, last year they faked it, didn't they? They chickened out, couldn't score against City and let Arsenal win. So, but typically they were causing some troubles for City. So it could go Tottenham's way this game. City is not in the right space at the moment.
Well, we might have a bounce now that Pep is signed on for another year.
Oh, did he? Is it confirmed?
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Do you reckon like he signed a year just so that people stop talking about it? Because you know what, if he wants to go, I don't think anyone's gonna stop him.
No.
You know what I mean? It's not like, you can't go, you have to stay here for 12 months. No. If he wants to go, he will still go. People just keep talking about it, the players are talking about it. I think it just it is all smoke and mirrors.
Fair enough. I don't know. I honestly don't know what to expect. I mean, you said you have Foden. I'll probably just keep Foden for this one. Or if you like selling to buy Palmer and all, I'll just do it in a heartbeat. To be honest.
I've got problems. I've got both, and
Oh.
I've got Johnson. So I just need to figure that out now.
I would just sell and buy Bruno Fernandes at this rate. To be honest.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting
Yeah.
there. Let's get there.
But yeah, like I've got Solanke, and like I mentioned, I'm thinking of even potentially benching Solanke this week. I don't know, because like
Why would you bench a 7.5? Why is he on your team still?
he scored 16
I'm getting
points
rid of
like
him.
a couple
I'm
of weeks
getting
ago.
rid of him.
Yeah.
He had one good game week. The rest of the time has just been. Well,
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. So like, I would get rid of him. The problem is I have Rico Lewis and Trent, and then I have to take a hit, on top of this. But maybe next week for Joe Pedro, that's possibly what would happen. All of this is just fun Saka in a couple of weeks, to be honest. But yeah, would you start your Spurs players if you had them in this fixture?
No way. Oh, not for me. I mean, I'm selling Solanke for
Isak?
Jackson.
Oh, Jackson. Oh, interesting.
Oh, there you go.
Karan is still in deep in thought.
I already sold Brennan Johnson for Bruno Fernandes.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm planning to sell Pedro Porro soon as well, so there we go.
Okay,
No,
so
I'm Pedro Porro. I have no choice. But I'll be
wait.
happy with 1 point.
we're all getting rid of Spurs players then. City, on the other hand, I've sold Haaland. Abin sold Haaland. Roshant also sold Haaland the same day I sold Haaland. We were both sick of it. Just press the transfer out button. Karan, I think, still has Haaland. I don't know.
I'm gonna keep him this week, but I'll probably go down to Joe Pedro.
Yeah, fair enough. And then Roy
Still have him.
Yeah, still has Haaland. I put this picture up for, obviously, this is all the big hitters until Game Week 21, just to kind of show, like, because captaincy does come into consideration as well, right? When you look at trying to own these big hitters. So you see Saka has like slightly more highlighted fixtures. Palmer also the same. Bruno Fernandes, not too bad as well, to be honest, with some of the fixtures that he has in the upcoming few weeks. Whereas Haaland, on the other hand, you got Spurs this week. He's not highlighted here, but they got Forest and Palace. And then after that, I think the conversation to whether we should get Haaland back in or not will probably appear again in Game Week 18 for that Everton, Leicester, West Ham, Brentford run. I don't know. We'll see. That would fully depend on what other premiums are firing at that moment, I think.
Yeah.
I think Haaland this week is a good shout. I mean, because Spurs, Van de Ven's injured, right? Isn't he?
Yes, I think so. Yeah. And Bendako is suspended.
Bendako is suspended, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. I think this week will be good for Haaland, which it'll be interesting for people who actually have Haaland. What happens if he actually, holds this week? Do you still hold on to him?
Karan, Roy?
Yeah.
Karan, right? Like the ones you have Haaland, say he scores a couple of
Oh,
goals.
I'm keeping him
Okay,
for the
there you go.
time being, and see what happens. I think Pep will turn it around somewhat. He has to. He will. Yeah.
Is De
I
Bruyne
just-
back? Is De Bruyne back? Yeah.
But not
Yeah,
fully fit.
Spurs not getting minutes.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, one to wait and see. Because it's an interesting question. Because if Haaland halts, what do? Do you just continue to keep? Tough question. Karan's like deep into
Well,
it.
the key to Haaland is De Bruyne. He's the master. So
No, I was thinking about it. I don't think it'll change my decision. I just
Okay.
think I don't have any other way to get Palmer and Saka, so
Yep. Okay. Fair enough.
that doesn't change that.
Yep. All right. Southampton versus Liverpool. Big captaincy consideration. Salah. Everyone has Salah here, I think. Almost.
Nope.
Nope. Okay. Roy doesn't have Salah here. Any plans to get Salah, Roy, or just like?
No.
Nope.
No.
Okay. How are you gonna? You have Trent?
No.
Roy's just
I
like.
got Luis Diaz.
You could lose. Oh, that's not too bad. Oh. that's
yeah,
not
you
too
just
bad.
score a hat trick.
Yeah. True. Honestly, good work.
Quite up front.
In the wrong competition though.
Yeah, that's the problem. But yeah. Thoughts? Liverpool versus. Are we worried with Liverpool? Obviously, they have Champions League midweek against Real Madrid, and then Manchester City next week. Are we kind of worried that rotation could be slightly early this week?
But
60,
who are they
70
gonna
minutes?
who are they gonna rotate though? They'll never rotate Salah. I think. I don't know. I don't see that ever happening.
Yeah, so this is the one possible outcome, which might not be great for Roy, but Luis Diaz might not start, Gakpo might start, and then Salah might have got some
so
returns.
so everyone else, I think there's big rotation risk, but Salah
Yeah.
is just a mainstay all the time. Well, I think it's 4 game weeks ago. Everyone's like, oh, Liverpool had all these easy games, and they're hitting this hard list of games, but they've just been fine. They've been okay. It's bewildered me, but good for them.
I think they signed Chiesa to be Salah's backup, and then he got injured, but he is now back in training. So I think there's a world where they're winning 2-0, Salah comes off a bit early.
Possible, but then you're hoping that by that time Salah's actually got like the goal and an assist potentially.
Yeah, but like the main reason he's been getting so many points is because he's played 90 minutes.
Yeah.
He gets a lot of points right at the end.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I'm all in on Salah. I think December's usually a good month for him, and like again, looking back to the last few years, you want players who are nailed on, and I think he's one of the players who will be nailed on for Liverpool because they need him to play. And yeah, like he'll be one I will not be worried about in terms of minutes at least, and you know how lethal he is. He's the highest scoring player in the game at the moment. So.
I mean, surely Liverpool can't just go on, just keep winning, can it?
For Arsenal's sake, I guess you hope not. Same for United's sake, I hope not.
This is a Jamie Carragher conversation, right, Ryan?
I'm sure you'll get to a point that they will kind of stop for a bit. But they've been, I would say, a bit lucky as well in some of the games. And maybe I'm just a bit biased. I just want them to lose now, but certainly not this game. But yeah, there's a risk that train's going to get stopped at some point.
That's an interesting point because when you talked about like the last few game weeks where Haaland blanked and Salah just proved everyone wrong, all those games just pointed towards Haaland. Like you just didn't see how Salah could just be consistently scoring goals at the rate he's been scoring, but they just somehow find a way to score. Like we talked about in our last pod as well, right? Like that, we feel uncomfortable captaining Salah because we just don't know how he's going to score. But man just finds a way just to get it in at some point.
It's luck as well, though, because Haaland had so many chances.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah,
agreed.
Like, he's scored like 3 or 4 goals under his XG.
See, here's the one thing. I think context needs to be added to those fixtures, because those Haaland high XG numbers are coming like there are like the last game or something was the last couple of minutes where he got like 1 or 2 chances, but for the rest of the game he didn't do anything. So,
But I mean, that's what he is, though, right? Like he doesn't
Yeah.
get it, and he taps it in.
Yeah. So
But
who's triple captaining Salah against Southampton?
no, I'm not. Double gaming for me. I'm still slightly
What
worried.
double game week? When is double
Yeah,
game
I
week?
don't know, but like still, I would probably prefer. You
I
never
think
know.
Abin just wants us to use his triple captain and burn it right
Yeah.
now. I think that's-
Please.
I'm just probably just gonna wait for like a double, ideally. It could even be on Palm or someone later. I don't know. Whoever gets a double, you never know. Trent. Anyone has Trent?
I saw him.
Oh damn. No Trent. No Trent. Am I the only one struggling here with Trent? Damn. Okay. So I kind of have to wonder what to do with Trent because he could be available, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see for press conference news. If it looks like he's going to fall in price, I would sell him before the press conference news.
From Liverpool defense, I'm considering Konate.
Yeah.
I think that's my route to Liverpool defense. I just can't afford Trent at this point, and I think Konate is good value.
Yep, fair enough. He's probably the only player I would probably go for from Liverpool defense. Maybe if you want to go a bit more expensive, Van Dijk, but yeah, Konate is not too bad.
I think I've seen enough this season. Like I think in previous seasons, like when you look at Liverpool defense, there was a massive gap between the likes of Trent and Robertson versus the centre backs. But I think this season the gap's shrunk.
Yes.
But, you could still own a Konate or a Van Dijk and still expect similar points because Trent's not been delivering and maybe just the way they play as well under the new manager. So yeah, I don't think I'll ever go back to Trent this season really, unless I see something that really stands out. I just don't see him coming back into my team.
Okay, fair enough.
But that price point as well.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's not justifying his price. That's my biggest problem at this moment. So yeah. All right. Ipswich versus Man United. Now
I'll let you guys talk.
another new manager bounce. A back three is expected to be played. At least for the first couple of weeks.
100% it's going to be a back three.
Yeah.
He already said it.
Yeah, he already said it.
Did he say that?
Yeah, he kind of in his last sporting match said, "I will play what I know first, and then we'll see." So he's definitely playing a back three. He's been training a back three as well. All those training videos.
Karan watched the videos, right? What was happening? Were they playing back three?
It's like a Luke Shaw, Lenny Yoro, and Johnny Evans back three.
What?
I will
11.
I will add most of these players are still on international duty, so.
So I mean, this was the training team.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like Anthony was the right wing back, and who was the left wing back? I think it was Malacia.
Malacia could be. I
This
don't know.
was the team? Oh,
I don't know where they found him from, but
That's what I said. Everyone has just woken up when Ten Hag left. Everyone's available now.
I know. Luke Shaw was like, "Oh, new manager. I better get ready."
oh,
that's
and
like the most expensive reserve team in the Premier League at the moment.
That's it.
Anthony.
Rashford played up front.
Yes, centre forward. So
It looks like Mount is getting a bit of interest with the system and
Mount's a good fit.
and some commentary.
they play for anyone. This is obviously for context for anyone who's watching and listening. They play a 3-4-3 formation with the 3 in the attack being 2 10s and a striker, possibly. With the wing backs. Now, obviously, you've got Mazraoui, who's been amazing this season at 4.6 now, I think he is. You have Dalot as well. Now, obviously, Luke Shaw has returned, but you mentioned like him playing a more centre back role. I guess that kind of makes sense. Where if you were looking to invest in United defense, would you do it or would you wait to get more information on who is actually playing these wing back roles and who's playing in the wide centre back roles, or would you go and get someone?
Yeah.
I would wait for information.
Yeah, I'll be waiting. Yeah, I mean, who do you reckon are the biggest beneficiaries from this new system? In United?
Bruno Fernandes, most likely.
You think? Yeah.
If he doesn't have
Playing
any
as
defensive work.
playing as a 10. I mean, yeah.
Amad Diallo.
Amad Diallo, yes, another one.
But you reckon? Okay. So you reckon Garnacho's?
No, I don't mind Garnacho still. I own Garnacho, and I don't mind him because
Where does he fit then?
Yeah, where is he going?
he might not start. That I will accept now itself, but he has the ability to come off the bench and get a goal. So because of that, at the moment, if I have him, I won't sell him, but I wouldn't be going and buying him as well. I would say that.
Ryan, I just want to say I watched the training video and I didn't see Garnacho.
Oh, I think he must have been on international duty with Argentina. So yeah. But that's the thing. I don't mind owning him. Like last week, I knew he wasn't going to start last week, but I was okay with like him, coming off the bench ideally.
Right, just give me a heads up. I think 1 minute to go for the call.
Oh, okay. All right. So the call is going to probably end. And I'll get all of these guys back on. But yeah. Should we do that now?
Yep. So now.
All right. Okay. I'll send you guys a new link.
I'll have a read through the YouTube comments just to
Okay.
we're ready after we come back as well.
Yep. Okay. Let me stop this all. All right, guys. I am going to create a new link for these guys, and I will send it over to them. And while I'm creating a new link, how is everyone going? Let me know in the comments. Let me do this. Copy this. And here. All right. I'm just going to read the comments at the moment. Basically, does that make Diallo a worse prospect if Mazraoui looks to be a defender or wingback? Ooh, that's a very good question. What do you guys think? Now, there's a question. Oh, here's everyone's back. I got everyone.
Does that make Diallo a worse prospect if Mazraoui looks to be a defender?
Yeah.
No, I think there's probably like a 30% chance Diallo plays right wing back, but I think I like him most for the right-sided number 10.
Yep.
That's where I expect him to play, and then Bruno on the left.
Okay.
I think we have to wait and see on the wing back roles.
Right,
Because
the stream just fix it up.
Yeah, everything.
And those wing back guys has to be the fittest, most running, and I look forward to who that's going to be.
And also, he doesn't play conventional wing backs. He likes wing backs that can beat players one-on-one. So he often turns wingers into wing backs. So I think
Anthony does have a chance.
Anthony does have a chance, yeah.
Huh?
He can't get past anyone.
I mean, more
guys
so than Dallo. I think Dallo's maybe not technical enough for.
So Dalot is then more at risk, possibly.
I'd say so, yeah.
Do you think Anthony plays right wing back over Dallo?
I don't know. I think Mazraoui could play that position, and then you have like one of the left backs playing the left wing back spot, or because he tends to have one of the wing backs more attacking than the other, it could be just like Garnacho could play that left wing back spot as well, potentially.
Mazraoui can play right centre back as well. I wouldn't be surprised. So.
Are you is Garnacho in your starting lineup?
Yes. I kind of have to, right? It's
Wow.
Ipswich, right? Even though he might not start, I think it's worth the punt, just because even if he'll definitely come off the bench at least, even if he doesn't start, because we don't have depth on the bench, that's for sure. So I am willing to take that risk. Obviously, I wouldn't recommend going and buying. Now, a lot of managers are looking at Bruno Fernandes after his haul. Would you guys get Bruno Fernandes, or do you think it's like too short term?
I think he's a good little segue into Saka.
So Bruno Fernandes, then Saka.
Yeah.
But this is actually assuming Ipswich is easy. If you had it's McKenna. He wanted the job. If you speak to a lot of United guys back in the UK, they still rate him highly, and his football and stuff. He'll be up for this game.
100%. From what you guys been talking about, I'm going to captain Delap for this week.
Roy heard Anthony wingback and captain Delap.
The players wouldn't have any idea where to stand, what to do with this 3-4-3. And
that's why I'm with Roy. I'm level-headed on this one. I'm not going to get ahead of myself with all of these things. I need to see it to believe it.
No, look, I'm not overly I'm not jumping in on our defense just yet until I see something. Like Roy said, there's going to take some time. As much as a new manager, you'll take time. Same players, unfortunately, but you've got to find a way to work together. Bruno Fernandes, on the other hand, I think he's still going to be a good pick. Probably as a segue to Saka, but I kind of see him as a long-term pick as well. Really.
So United have Ipswich, Everton, Arsenal, Forest, City, and then they go Bournemouth, Wolves, and Newcastle.
Yeah.
So
apart from this Arsenal and City game, the
Yeah.
rest I think are pretty good. And depending on the United team, like we're obviously all United fans here and very optimistic. With where City is going, we feel like we can beat City or we can still score. Arsenal is a different question altogether, but yeah, I'm just gonna watch and see. I think United assets could be the change really. I think if they actually turn around.
okay, so we're all advising caution. Is
Caution, but
100%.
full of hope and optimism.
ready to be burnt again. All right.
I mean,
No.
out of all of us, I'm the only one pick Bruno from the
Yeah,
start
so
of the
funny.
season, I think.
That's actually true.
This is the problem when you're too cautious about your team. You don't go and pick them. Yeah.
And you got Spurs as well, Roy. You got Solanke. No one else has Solanke, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ryan
having
has
him
it.
now.
I have
Ryan's
him,
was-
yeah. All right, so that's Ipswich versus United. Let's move on to the final game. Newcastle versus West Ham. Isak on this picture, on form. Should have scored a couple goals for Sweden. In the last friendly, VAR had a nightmare in that game. But not a bad fixture to have him. West Ham not looking great at this point. West Ham are probably looking to. I don't know how long Lopetegui is going to be there as manager for West Ham, to be honest. But while he's still there, I think this is a good fixture. Lewis Hall is someone else I'm looking at as one of the Trent or Rico Lewis replacements for this week. And those are the only two players I'm considering from Newcastle.
Gordon?
Not at the moment. Like Gordon doesn't. I look at a midfield and I go Palmer, Salah, Mbeumo, one cheapie, maybe Morgan Rogers or something, and then you have the likes of Bruno Fernandes, Saka, and whatnot, and you go, is there space for Gordon in this team? Now, I don't have Bruno Fernandes or Saka, but I think I've got, who do I have there? I don't even know who I had there.
I think Gordon's more interesting when he plays on the left anyway.
Yeah.
On the right.
He could become an option. He was an FPL option last season, so I'm not going to rule him out completely.
Yeah.
But yeah, I haven't fully. Oh, I have Garnacho. So yeah, maybe Garnacho could become Gordon as well in a couple of weeks. So I'm not ruling it out. But the same could be said for West Ham if they lose their manager and game week 14 their run turns. Bowen could become an option as well if they get a different manager.
Yeah, West Ham are a mess. I was watching some of their highlights.
That's
Look,
so bad.
and Danny Ings is playing. Antonio still playing. What is happening? Yeah.
Aaron Wan-Bissaka was the furthest forward player last time I watched.
Suchek was in the box more than like the striker. I was like, what is happening? Yeah. West Ham is their team to target, I think.
Yeah. This is why I have Isak this fixture. Not a bad option as a striker replacement.
Zach is really informed.
Yeah.
Yes, we shit can West Ham so much, but they beat United.
That is true. But on a technicality.
I think Isak also unleashed. There's no Callum Wilson. There's no like competition in that role, and he's that's been what's the biggest change. I think last season there was we had the whole coin toss between Callum Wilson or Isak, but this season we'll just he's super nailed and it's such great value.
But he's having contract issues, isn't he?
Who?
Isak.
Isak? I don't really
he
know.
doesn't want to sign.
Well,
his
is Arsenal fishing around for him?
Yeah, Arsenal. It is actually.
Yeah.
It's keeping tabs on him. If he doesn't sign the contract, that I think they might be selling him in January. That's what's being talked about at the moment.
We'll see.
Isaac? Oh, really?
Well, we have about 9 game weeks for that to happen. So for now, benefit from all of Isak's fixtures.
Sure.
Yep. There's a question: would you go for Bruno as a 5th midfield option, or would you go for Isak instead? So if you had to pick between two, I probably might lean towards Isak.
Isak for me.
Isak as the long-term pick.
Yeah.
Bruno for the next 2-week punt.
Yep. Great. All right, that's basically it for the fixtures. Let's quickly wrap this up. This was obviously the premium. And there's a question with regards to why Watkins is purple. This is just purely all the premium players in the game right now as captaincy options. That's why they've been added here. All right, last 4 game weeks attack. City on top. This is last 4 game weeks though, I should add. Brentford second, Bournemouth third, Villa fourth, and Spurs fifth. United up there as well in the last couple of weeks. At the bottom, Arsenal. Now, obviously, we're hoping that Martin Odegaard could change this, which is why I'm still not rushing to go and get the likes of Saka or even Havertz for that matter. But we're
Why is City at the top there?
because Haaland can't finish.
Excellent.
Look at the delta.
I missed
Oh, sorry.
This
Yeah,
is minutes per XG. Minutes per XG.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but look at the delta is like minus 3.35. So they should have scored more, but they haven't.
that's all Haaland.
That's all Haaland. Yes, that's effectively Haaland. But yeah, this is the attack. Last 4 game weeks. I will probably over the next couple of weeks change this to like last 6 game weeks once we start hitting midweeks and all. But yeah, basically a month's worth of data. So that's why I kept it there.
Yeah.
Anything to add? Nope. Okay.
Nope.
Moving on. Last 4 game weeks defense. Forest up there, which is why I think this Arsenal versus Forest game is not going to be an easy one. Everton there as well. I know why I'm thinking about Mikalenko for the moment of playing him. Liverpool, Newcastle, Lewis Hall, Konate options. Fulham, again not an easy fixture, even though Cunha is there for Wolves, but Fulham are really good. I think Fulham have conceded one of the least big last 4 game weeks it's been Forest to have considered least, but I think if you were to look at the whole season, I think Fulham will be up there for like least big chances conceded this season. So yeah, and then you got Arsenal, who still are pretty well in defense, to be honest. So we're hoping it'll improve with the fixtures improving. And then Chelsea at the bottom there, which is why we're kind of uncertain. We're looking at Chelsea and Brighton, and they're all right down there. So even though we're looking at their defenders, the numbers aren't that great.
I'm a bit
It's gonna be a high-scoring game
For who?
for both teams.
Oh,
maybe
Chelsea. Yeah.
Chelsea and Brighton.
Yeah, fair enough. Karan, what were you going to say?
No, I was just saying I'm a bit surprised that Brighton's so low on this list. I thought they kept it tight against City. I mean, other than the first 30-40 minutes.
Yeah, fair enough. It's still minutes per XG, right? So they are like XG conceded is minus 2.26. So which is not too bad actually. They should have considered more, but they've considered less, I guess. So that's probably something positive in their way. But yeah, maybe it'll improve with the fixtures getting better.
How do you look at this and not captain Salah though, right?
Yes,
Absolutely.
that's the thing. Southampton, bottom on that list.
That's why triple captain, guys. Come on. There we go. Stop being so shy.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be. I wouldn't put anyone
Yeah,
against
next thing
not
he
triple
puts a
captain.
hat trick and don't say I didn't say so.
Yeah, that's
Mark
true.
my words.
That's true. I wouldn't put anyone against it, but yeah. So yeah, that's last 4 game weeks defense. Teams, let's start. Rush, I've got your team up here. 74 points. For those listening on the audio, I'm going to read it out. So Flecken, Gabriel, Entnuri, Poro, Saka, Salah, Boomo, Semenyo, Rogers, Isak, and Cunha. Obviously, you've got Dennis Vardy, Michael Keane, and Greaves on the bench. What's the plan?
I just like all the yellow flags, right? Look at that. It's just like
My God.
Wow. No, plans would just be I haven't really thought it through. I do want to upgrade my defense. So I'm just considering if I should drop Horror. That's sort of one tweak I want to do. And I also want to get rid of Vardy, for the third attacker spot, which, I've just got to tinker with and have a play. And obviously Palmer. So there's going to be 3 that will come in at some point.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. Yeah, I think Pedro Porro probably need to look to move out, to be honest. But the rest, I actually.
Flecken is like the kind of the most unluckiest keeper.
Oh, I was telling Ryan, I was watching the game against Fulham live, and Flecken was on 12 points in the 92nd minute, and I was cheering. I turned it off 4 minutes later. He lost everything. Fulham won 2 goals, and I was like, Harry Wilson.
Like he plays his heart out every game, and they just leave him out to dry.
Yep. Fair enough. That is what it is.
Yeah.
Next up, I think. Wait, wrong slide. All right, Roy. We got Roy.
Goodness me.
Roy trusted Spurs too much. That's basically it. Rhea,
Captain Solanke.
I know. Rhea, Guardiola, Gabriel, Entnuri, Mazraoui. Luis Diaz, Saka, Bumo, Semenyo, Haaland, Solanke, Luis Hall, so ahead there. Liam Delap, unfortunately, on the bench, but Morgan Rogers as well, and Fabianski. I told you, Roy, I told you last week, Fabianski over Rea. I told you I was going to do it.
Oh my god. So my plan is selling Solanke, get Jackson in.
Fair enough. Would you start Luis Hall this week over Guardiola, maybe?
At the moment, he's on the bench, the first bench. Yeah, I haven't. No, I think he will be on the bench.
Okay, fair enough. And do you have the money to get? I don't think you have the money to get to Salah. No, it requires a bit of sacrifice.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think I will for this season.
Yep. Okay. Oh, big calls.
I'm just gonna be stubborn on that. I just don't think. I think the train will stop at some point.
Okay, fair enough. All right, we will monitor that and see. All right, next up is this was Abin? No, Karan.
No.
Sorry. So Karan, Onana in goal. Look at that 9-pointer. Rico Lewis, Trent, Pedro Porro, Salah, Semenyo, Mbeumo, Johnson, Cunha, Haaland, and Raul Jimenez. On the bench, you got Iverson, you got Rutter from Brighton, who is also someone that we didn't really mention too much. Van der Berg and Louis Dunk.
Yeah, I mean, I got a lot of issues with the team, but I've already taken out Johnson for Bruno and Trent for Luca Digne. But yeah, when I got Rutter, I thought Joe Pedro was going to be injured for longer than he was. So Rutter is now a problem, but Rutter will probably become Palmer probably next week or something.
Okay, fair enough.
And I'll probably drop Haaland down to Joe Pedro.
Yeah, you have one more Brighton spot, right?
And Rico Lewis is such a pain. I don't know.
I
don't know if he's going to play. If he plays, I don't know if he's going to get any points. I don't know.
I'll probably just sell at this point. Not worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we're followed by, okay, this is mine. Fabianski, Trent, Rico Lewis, Gabriel, Salah, Palmer, Bumo, Garnacho, Isak, Solanke, and Cunha. On the bench, I had Rea, Morgan Rogers, Mikalenko, and Greaves.
3 transfers, right? Jeez.
Yeah, I took a hit. Alan sold Brennan Johnson. I sold Brennan Johnson against Ipswich. And I also sold Calvert-Lewin. And I got in Isak, Cunha, and Salah. And all 3 got double digits. Probably the one time I'll do something good this season. But yeah. I'm thinking of either Rico Lewis or Trent will go to Lewis Hall. At this present moment, it might actually be Rico Lewis over Trent, potentially. It depends on like press conferences if we get news that Trent is okay. If Trent is not okay, he'll be the first to go before Rico Lewis, and I'll just play Mikalenko over. Trent will go to Lewis Hall, and Mikalenko will start over Rico Lewis this week. That's probably what and obviously Rea will come back in goal.
You're set on Lewis Hall as the replacement?
Yeah, because when Newcastle keep clean sheets, he's there in conversation for the bonus points. That is kind of one of the reasons. And also 4.4 as well, right? Pretty affordable price compared. Like otherwise it's Ain't Nouri, but Ain't Nouri is so like 4.7 at this moment. So I want to go for a slightly more cheaper defender because I haven't fully thought about how to get Saka into this team just yet.
Are you taking a hit?
No hit, just one free transfer. If I was to take a hit, it would also be then I would just like it'll be Trent and Rico Lewis out, but I don't know if I want to do that just yet. Oh, the other thing is I'm thinking whether I should start Solanke or Morgan Rogers this week.
Yeah.
That's the harder conversation. Rogers is at home to Crystal Palace. Solanke is Solanke. I don't know what more to say for that, but yeah, that's mine. Abin, 63 points. Rea in goal. Rico Lewis, Gabriel, Ant Nouri, Brennan Johnson, Foden, Palmer, Mbeumo, and Salah cap with Cunha, Chris Wood, Begovic in the second goalkeeper, Liam Delap, Faze, and Greaves. What's the play?
Yeah. Defense. Like I said, I probably want to get an Arte in somehow, probably for Lewis or Face. I don't know. See what I have left. And then figure out Johnston, Foden, one of those, and get in Bruno maybe. I have to think about that longer, but I think at least probably will be a Konate coming in.
Okay, fair enough. Anyone else? Anything add? Cool. All right, and then the final team, Roy's Make Messi prodigy team. This is Roy's daughter. Basically, she's doing better than all of us. At this point, we should just get the next generation on here. 86 points. Pickford in goal. Saliba, Pedro Porro, Mazraoui, Anderson, Smith Rowe, Garnacho, Luis Diaz, Salah captain, Haaland and Havertz, and Liam Delap on the bench as well, I should add. With Turner, Greaves, and Rogers as well. Roy.
I'm not going to claim this is all me, right?
No, this is not you.
No, it's not me at all. So this is a typical strategy that you pick a team at the start of the game, the whole season. And there's no changes at all. There's only cosmetic changes, injuries, whatever.
Yeah.
She only did changes if there's an injury.
Okay.
She asked me a couple of questions every week, but no real action. She'll just do it, get rid of injured players. Ask me a couple of questions. Like before this week, she asked me, should I captain Haaland or Salah? I just said Salah, so she should just change it to Salah.
It makes you go, why do we think so hard about this game?
Yeah. I know, right?
I know. She picked the team. She spent
I've seen
a lot
heaps
time
of teams on X or whatever that no transfers, no nothing, just captain someone, no chips, no nothing, and they're sitting like in the top 1,000. It's crazy.
Yeah, she picked the team at the start. She did some research at the start of the season. She picked the team. I kind of give her some couple of advices, but she basically picked the team.
Yep.
And didn't really pay attention to the game that much. She watched the Arsenal games with me, but the rest of the games she doesn't really watch that much. And she just makes changes as there's injuries, and this is how she ended up.
Still a pretty good team, I'm gonna say.
Pretty amazing, I know.
What's the overall rank though?
I don't know how.
Killing it. That's all I can say.
He's doing quite well.
Yeah. So the question is, who is she bringing in? Maybe that's what we should figure out and try and find out from you.
I'll talk to her on Friday.
Okay. So basically, this is.
Right, I don't think you need any of us. Just bring her on the pod.
I know, right?
Bring the expert in.
Probably doing better than all of us at this moment.
She's only 11, by the way.
Yeah. Still, we're doing better than all of us, I'll tell you. All right. Now, I think that's basically all I've got. I asked for a few quick-fire questions, so I'm going to ask you guys the quick-fire questions. Who to captain if you have Salah and Haaland? This is from FPL Meds. Salah, okay. Trent out this week. Who is the best replacement 4.5 defender? Colwell, Fofana, Kirkes, Anderson, Van Heck. And they already have Luis Hall.
Van Heck.
Van Heck?
Heck, for me.
Colwell? Couple shots for Colwell, couple shots for Van Heck. Abin, anything? No?
Yeah, you say those options again?
Colwell, Fofana, Kirkes from Bournemouth, Anderson, and Van Heck.
Yeah, I think Van Heck I like Kirkes as well, so
okay.
Don't mind him.
Change my mind, Colwell.
Oh, okay.
The
Chelsea defense is more leading. Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
I like Kadioglu if he's back.
Yeah. So Kadioglu, this was mentioned earlier in the chat. Kadioglu played 90 minutes for Turkey international break. Okay. Right. There you go. So he might be available this week. Now, Fernandes or Isak till Christmas?
Isak.
Yeah. Would be what is this? Oh, would be Solanke to Isak or Mbeumo to Fernandes. That's basically the moves. So still probably that makes me even say like Isak again.
Yeah, get rid of that guy. Solanke, useless.
That is basically. Oh, do you think Trent, Rico, Solanke to Konate, Gabriel, and Isak is worth the hit? Trent, Rico, Solanke to Konate, Gabriel, and Isak. I would say so.
Yeah, 100%.
Sounds reasonable. Yeah.
Yep. And I think that is basically it. I think in terms of questions.
What about congratulations, guys? 100.
Indeed.
Big 100.
Century. shout out to everyone. Thank you to everyone as well for obviously making it for this 100th episode. So shout out to Abin, Rush, Roy, Karan. And if you guys are new, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button as well. And I've created a Blue Sky account. I think Roy has created a Blue Sky account. So go follow him as well over there. And you guys can follow me there as well. I don't know how it's going to go, but it's growing. So we'll see how that
Giving
goes.
yourself so much work, posting everywhere.
I
Oh my
know.
God.
As long as it gets the channel to 1,000, I'll take it.
No, I was gonna say, Ryan, good job. And honestly, 100 episodes is not easy. So yeah, congrats to you. I know we just rock up, just for.
I need people to rock up though.
But Rich, we're still waiting for him to take us out.
I know.
After all of these
I'll be
years.
honest, once a season for the end when he wins it.
Yeah.
that's
Once we get like a payment, first YouTube payment, then we'll think about it.
But yeah, congrats, Ryan. Really, it's all you. Really, I know we're just here. We're just really small pieces of the puzzle, but yeah, it's all your really hard work, and
well done, Ryan.
So yeah, keep it up, man.
Thank you, lads. All right. So that's basically all we got. So shout out to everyone in the chat as well for keeping us company. I'll be live for deadline stream this Saturday, and obviously we'll see how the guys also do. Any last words before we end? No.
Let the Amarim era begin.
That's right.
And with that, we'll end it. Thank you all, and we'll see you all later.
See you guys.
Cool.